probably the reason why, you know, you went into boxing, and that's because of your daughter. Tell us about that. It's amazing, really.
Oh, most definitely. You know, my daughter was born with spinal bifida, and if some people is not familiar with spinal bifida, it's a disorder where kids have holes in their spines, and you know, once they're born, they had to have surgery immediately to plug it up. You know, and she had to have a shunt in her head as well. It's a type of chip. Well, not a chip. It's a tube that allows the fluid to run from the head to the stomach of the acid and stuff like that. So, you know, that was the reason why I got into it. You know, being 19 years old, you know, I had the world in my hands, I had the cars. You know, I did what I want, as we please. You know, had a nice job, and you get a phone call. You know, you're having a child, and now you become into the real world, as I call it. For me, my background, you know, it's like every time I walked out of my house, I had to fight. You know, no matter where it was. You know, I come from a small town, Tuscaloosa, Alabama, and it's less lack of resources there. It wasn't too much growing up to do, so. The only thing was to do is people try to prove themselves. Let's put up a good fight. I got this ill child I need to take care of, and I told him I should start boxing because I was ignorant to the sport at that time. I knew very little about it. I thought every fighter that was on TV, every fighter that was on magazines made a lot of money, you know. But it's levels to this, you know. It wasn't just that easy. But I was just a man on the outside looking in, and I felt that I can fight streetwise. I can turn it into a organized, like you have street basketball, and then you turn it into you go to an organized basketball where you have a team and stuff. But boxing, you don't have no team. So I feel like I can do it. Basically, is what I'm trying to say. And I went to the gym so confident. See, I was going to be a journeyman, and a journeyman is someone with you know, 0 to few bouts, and you just turn pro just for the money. Yeah. Because of the bills and stuff like that. You know,
I understand.
when the doctor was saying, you know, it takes a lot to take care of a child with spinal bifida.
And then in 2015, for the first time, it became real.
It became
that must
real.
have been a great moment.
It was an amazing feeling for me. That was the first thing I thought about when my hand was raised. You know, after thanking God, you know, I was thinking about my daughter. I was like, wow. I actually did it because I knew very little about boxing. You know, back where I'm from, it's all about American football, you know.
And how is she now? What's your daughter's name, by the way?
Her name is Naia Wilder.
Naia, and how is she now?
You know, she's 14 years old now, you know. And I get emotional quick, and, you know, and I won't afraid to show that side of me when they're dealing with my children.
Yeah. Something that people are very emotional about is the idea of you and Tyson Fury back in the ring. Is that going to happen?
I think so.
Okay.
You know, I'm looking forward to it.
You heard what Tyson's been saying, apparently? Tyson Fury, you're in Birmingham, my hometown, by the way. You're going to Birmingham for an evening with Deontay, and Tyson has threatened to gate crash the event tomorrow. Hey, are you ready for that?
He's welcome, his whole team.
I mean, technically, you should have won the first game. That was a draw. You knocked him out. I mean, you know, are you still sort of angry about that?
No, not at all. You can't be angry about that because I'm still blessed. I'm still undefeated. You know, I still have Sophia with me. You know, and boxing is still well alive. It's breathing like a dragon. It's flying in the midnight to get somewhere. Yeah. And I'm a part of that dragon.
That's Tyson Fury. Now, a lot of people, if you're the boxing fans, they'd love to have seen the Deontay and Dillian Whyte fight, but that's never going to happen now with the news that Dillian Whyte being sort of tested positive on drugs, and you've been
Although he has appealed, hasn't he? He's got the second test, so
he's appealing
still
against
fighting
that,
at the moment.
You've been quite vocal about this. What's your thoughts?
You know me, I speak my piece. You know, I don't hold back on what I say, and you know, and I've been brought up that way to speak your piece. You know, I allow my kids to speak that piece to me because that's the only way I can feel where they're really coming from. That's how I feel where people are coming from, speaking your piece. And with that situation, there's so much has gone on in boxing and is going on in boxing that there's just no space for drug usage, PEDs. Like, I can only imagine if I ever used a PD with the God-given power that I have now and the things that I can do to these guys. I'm an artist at what I do. I can knock you. I'm an artist.
It's a PD where you can put performance enhancing.
But if I just imagine me putting something in my body that doesn't, my body is not normally supposed to do certain things, you know, you creating a massive weapon right here, already on top.
You think like a lifetime ban? He should not be allowed back in the ring?
I wouldn't, you know, I think 3 strikes you out for me. You know, I believe in second chances But sometimes people can't get it right the second time and need one more chance. So that's when it's 3 strikes like baseball, you're out. And I feel that would be the lifetime ban. But
we know there are
And
more,
he is
we do know there are
appealing,
more
isn't
tests
he? He's
going
got
on.
a second test that's being done, so I guess we see what happens there. The other thing that's caused concern this week, and I know you're very aware of it, is the deaths of 2 boxers.
Yes.
An Argentinian boxer, another boxer as well. I mean, people do still have concern about the safety of the sport. What are your thoughts?
It's a brutal sport. This is not a gentleman's sport, you know. We show gentlemanship inside the ring after it's over with. We show respect that way. You know, I like no matter what type of energy that we provided during the press conferences, getting in their face, talking, you know, crazy or whatever. That's part, you know, you build it up. But with me, it's all real. But the thing about it is, like, when I'm coming into, you know, different things like that, it's just, it's
Does it ever cross your mind when you're in the ring? Do you ever think, I could die, I could be seriously injured?
It's a crazy word. This boxing it's a love and hate sport.
Especially with your daughter as well. I mean, you know, you've talked about how important your daughter is. It must cross your mind that
It's
if
a
you
love
were
and
never
hate
there
sport.
for your daughter, if something happened.
So you love it and you hate it.
You love and you hate it. It's like being in boxing, it'll take over your life. This is something that you go year-round. So year-round, you always in it constantly, consistently. Always doing it, so it become a part of you. That's why some fighters just can't let it go. And I hate the ones that say, this is all I know how to do. Then you're really doing, but it's one of those things that it grab holds of you, and sometimes you just, that warrior spirit inside you just continue to keep on. I gotta get it. For me, I feel like boxing, everyone is searching for that golden ticket, that lottery ticket. You know, boxing is the only sport where you can be like bottom broke in one fight, one night. You can be the richest man in the world. You know?
I mean, I find just one thing, you know, you mentioned that boxing's not really a gentleman's sport. That's quite a scary prospect, really. Shouldn't it be a gentleman's sport? Even the fact that you are punching each other.
How could it be? We punching each other in the face.
But,
like
but isn't that the problem? Isn't that
what gentlemen? I think when I look at gentlemen, it's like opening doors, like my sister does. You know what I mean?
That'll make for a great fight. You know, you and Tyson just opening doors in a ring.
After you, not after you.
Please, sir. That's the British
That'll
way
be
we like to
amazing.
play, Deontay.
You wouldn't
would
tell
be
many secrets,
amazing.
I think.
Like a cup of tea, Tyson.
I tell you what is a gentleman's sport, and that is thumb wrestling. Deontay, are you aware of this? There is a big convention going on. There's a championships going on. Earlier on the show, Alex challenged our weather supremo, challenged you to a thumb wrestle. I've seen his hands, Alex. I'm wondering if you want to back down for this.
Are you sure about this, Alex?
Come over, Alex. We do have a ring here.
If you're ready, I'm ready.
Come on.
I'm a pretty tough cookie.
That's it. Come on, Alex. Alex, come on, Alex.
You know.
Here we go. All
I'm
right.
a little bit nervous.
Oh my God, they got a thumb ring
Holding
too.
the ring.
Oh,
Let's clear the deck.
We've got a thumb ring, ladies and
Small
gentlemen.
children out of the way. Anything
Hold
can
on,
happen here.
hand to hand, hand to hand. Let's see.
You're in trouble. He's in trouble.
Good luck, Alex.
There we go. It's the
Actually,
bronze bomber
Where's
against
the
the
ambulance? We need the
bomber.
ambulance
I'm
here
going to
right
take
now.
cover. I'm
Here
going
we
to take
go.
cover.
Okay,
There you go.
I've just put
There
it
you
on the
go.
table right
Who
now.
made this?
It's
does
a
this work?
professional thing. It's a professional
There
thing.
we go.
Ooh.
Right,
Ding ding,
okay.
round one, here we go. Oh, and the bronze bomber's trying to get him down. Here he's there. And the Beresford bomber's coming back in. Here we go. He's got him. He's the bronze going to get him. Come on. Oh my God! Listen, the wind's going upside down. It's all happening here. And then Piers has got him. Oh, Julian Ocean. Oh, yes. Oh, did you see that? Oh, he's got him. Oh, no.
He's got him. He's got him.
Okay.
Hold on, but due
I
to
only-
respect, my thumb came out a couple of times.
It did.
I don't know if that's
It did.
a penalty.
And you know what?
So
I only let you win so we can get the rematch. I need that money.
So it's a draw.
That's great.
Can I also just point out,
rematch
you're
in a
not
year's
meant to
time.
turn it upside down every time he gets close,
I
Alex.
couldn't control the strength of his arm.
That's the point. That's the point.
I was thinking at one point in time, I like, is his thumb longer than mine? So well, I can't reach it.
It's too small.
It was
It's
crazy.
too
I
small.
love this. I love
Oh, look,
they do
thank
this
you.
professionally.
You've been
was
such a
great.
good sport, and you've got your big night, haven't you? Which
Yes, ma'am.
it'd be great. I'm sure so many people go on in Birmingham.
Exactly. So you've got a London date and a Birmingham date, right?
Correct.
Okay, fantastic. Well, listen, thank you very much for joining us.